All right, everybody. Today's Friday, the 19th, I think. Uh, yeah, the 19th. I get confused with dates. My name's JR, and today I want to talk about something that I really just recently discovered again about men that are afraid to speak out when they are harassed or sexually harassed or things of that nature. It's something I'm very passionate about. These are my opinions, not facts. So, recently, as I've said it many times, I watch a lot of ID channel. I watch a lot of true crime stuff, and recently there was a story that came on about that woman judge in New York when she was ambushed at her house, and her son, and I think her son died and her husband lived, or vice versa. I don't have the facts, but in that story there was a lawyer 3 days before that who was shot and killed, but he was an advocate for men that are sexually harassed, bullied, uh, things of that nature. And a lot of people that know me as a strong guy. I've never been in a situation where I've had to speak out or sexually harassed or things of that nature. So I don't know how I would handle it, um, things like that. But the emphasis on things today is that men are portrayed as supposed to be these creatures that are supposed to just be tough and take it, but nobody, and I mean no man, should, that goes in a situation where they are attacked by a man or a woman, sexually harassed or sexually raped, groped, that they should be afraid to say anything because society makes it so. I would encourage people to speak their mind, speak up when something happens to them. Uh, it's just it's hard to do it these days because they look at men and they not, according to most people. I'm not gonna say all because I'm not an expert, but majority of society looks at men as, if they speak out, they're weak. But they can go through the trauma just like a woman. If they are raped or sexually assaulted or you know anything of that nature, in the workplace, out of the workplace, because it happens more often than what people think. Women and men. You know, gay men go through it. Straight men. I'm not putting a specific gender role out there. Regardless of what your role is as a male, straight, gay, bi, transgender. When you're sexually assaulted, it's going to mentally mess with you. May not happen right away. It may take a couple of weeks, but eventually it's going to cause you some hurt. And it really really makes me angry when somebody speaks out, a male speaks out that's being sexually harassed by another male or a woman or any kind of nature, because they're quick to say, "Oh well, you're weak. You're a pussy. You don't have guts. You're supposed to just roll with it." No, nobody, man or woman, does not like to be raped. There's a whole story we can go into about you know things in that nature. Um, yeah, we see movies like 50 Shades of Grey. They portray stuff like um, role play scenes, but I'm not talking about people that are into role play. I'm talking about actually being forced to have sex or forced um, to bear with me a minute, to force to perform oral sex. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Me as a man, like I said, I've never been in that situation, so I don't know what it's like to speak out. And I'll never try to put myself in those shoes because, again, you can't really understand a situation unless you've been through it some kind of way. Um, I grew up in a household where where men didn't really show emotion. I was never one to see emotion. My uncle, my stepdad, my brother, they never really, as far as I know, showed emotion, and I grew up around that. I had cousins and other uncles, and they never really showed emotion, and I grew up around that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't show emotion or you should show emotion. That's something that you have to deal with internally and something you have to figure out as a person. I never seen emotion growing up, so um, things like that nature. But men, you know, I'm sure I'm gonna get some pushback from this, but you know, men need to speak up if they are being harassed, sexually bullied. Even bullied. It doesn't have to just be sexual harassment, but if they feel, you know, that they're being bullied, they should say something. But choose who you speak to and who you speak out about it to, because you got to make sure you're speaking to the right person that's not going to make your situation worse. I know it's hard. It's hard as a man because society looks at men as the strong-willed, tough people, tough guys. They're supposed to not talk about being raped, but it's a subject that doesn't get talked about much. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to start a YouTube channel, is to talk about stuff that people either are afraid to talk about, or it gets buried on page 8 article and it doesn't get talked about that way. Because I know I got some friends that I have seen that shocked me, have did stuff that as a man and I never thought I'd see them do. I've seen friends, there's these tough guys, and then but yet they swallowed their pride and they admitted when they made mistakes. I admit when I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. But I'm also not one to be afraid to say if somebody, was to sexually assault me or harass me, that's just wrong. No matter what level it's on, somebody shouldn't do that to anybody. And men especially are afraid to speak up. And it's a problem in a society today, because men, the generations are changing. The generations have changed from when I was a kid till now, and they're going to keep changing. Yeah, we're still going to have that small percentage as we get older, and generations, they're still going to have a small percentage of this tough guy persona that, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna deal with it internally. If something happens to me, if a man or a woman rapes me, but that'll never go away. I mean, they'll always have that small percentage. But men, y'all need to realize, y'all can be victims too. Again, I know I'm gonna get a bunch of bullshit flack from some people. Oh no, we're not victims. Yes, you are. If a woman or a man roofies you or sexually assaults you, holds a knife to your throat, and forces you to have sex or oral sex, you're a victim. Just because you're male doesn't make it any different. You're still a victim of sexual assault. Period. And again, I'm going to say this. These are my opinions. These are not facts. I believe that men need to speak up and talk about it. Yes, again, I am who I am. Yes, I have a tough exterior, but I also have a compassion to try to understand what goes on in society today. I'm not scared of much. Um, but believe me, I'm passionate about a lot of things. Um, my wife did her channel. I was watching her video about her feeling about women's place and work in society, and you know, I have my thoughts on that too. But if a man does something, you know, to come forward and they start, oh well, you're a coward, and they just like, oh no, I'm not gonna say nothing, I'm just gonna go and hide and just let it roll, let it be, and not worry about it. Again, that is the wrong thing to do. You just have to pick the right person to talk to about something that happens to you. And if anybody's out there that listening to this, if they want me to help them, if they're going through something, I'll try to guide you in the right direction of who the right people to go to, because you got to, like I said, you got to be careful, because if you pick the wrong person to tell your story to, they can either exploit it, laugh at you, or not help you at all. And that's just not the right, you got to be careful who you speak out to. You really do. Because some people just don't give a shit. They don't. There's not a lot of things that I do not care about, but I care about a lot of things. And men's rights. And again, I'm not saying that our rights as a man outweighs the rights of a woman or transgender or gay or lesbian. I am not saying that. There's different rights for different genders. I mean, yes, women and transgender and gay women, they all go through a lot more stuff than straight people do. I understand that. The thing I'm trying to get across to y'all is, if you're a victim, you're a victim in general. Whether you're gay, straight, bi, and somebody rapes you, you're a victim. Period. I've said this many times and I'll say it again to the day I die. We are human. We are human, and when I say that, I don't say that gay rights are better than transgender rights and straight people has got more rights than. No one person is better or worse than the other as a society. People look at it like that. But I remember my history teacher told me, you can talk to 10 different people, and each person's day is going to be either worse or better than the others. It's just the way it is. You can't make your situation try to worse than the other person's situation, because that's not compassion. For instance, after Katrina, I lost everything, but I didn't lose everything because of 5 feet or 6 feet of water. But yet I would get in some arguments that people like, oh, well, you didn't have 6 feet of water, so you don't know what I went through. My point is, we all went through it. We all went through it. So we all lost something, from a little bitty, just a little bit of water, 2 inches of water in your house to 5 feet of water. We all went through it. So when you say, when a male or a woman, well, a woman was raped and the man was raped, but the man shouldn't have said nothing. He should have been a man and just sucked it up and deal with it. Bull crap. He's a victim too. And all you men out there and women, if you got something that you want to talk about, something you're passionate about, or anything, like, subscribe, share, comment, send us an email, me or my wife, or, address it to either one or to both. It doesn't matter. We are just here to talk about, whatever. So that's my time. Happy Friday. Everybody have a good weekend. And again, like, subscribe, share, questions. Don't be rude, because we don't like that.